Chill out, dickwad. Talk to the end. I'll be back.
Hasta la vista, baby. Your clothes. Give them to me. Now.
Hello everyone, we got another episode of AJ Talks here. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Jeremy.
And today we watched Terminator Dark Fate. Wow, so Terminator Dark Fate. When did the last Terminator come out? I think it was 2006.
I mean, the last good one came out in like the 90s, so...
Yeah, 98.
Who cares?
I don't know if you guys follow this Terminator plot, but it's probably best that you don't. Okay, so Jeremy, tell us about Dark Fate. What happened? What's going on? Spoiler free.
Spoiler free, Dark Fate. Well, if you watch the trailer, it has Linda Hamilton back from original Terminator 1 and 2. Starring Sarah Connor once again.
Thank God.
Somehow Arnold Schwarzenegger is in this movie. I mean, who knows how he got in this. But he has to be in every single Terminator movie or it doesn't really count. Except for, and you know.
Gotta get the money.
He wasn't in Salvation, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah, it's good. They actually brought back Linda Hamilton. I don't know if that was to get the money or just for that iconic Terminator series. But what they did to her in the third movie was just wrong. They didn't even show her on screen. They just wrote her off. You hear John Connor say, "My mom died." And then that's the rest of it. So I'm really glad they brought her back. She's such a badass in real life, and her character, she's such a badass. She could kick my ass. She could probably kick Jeremy's ass. Definitely kick Jeremy's ass.
And then there's other two characters in the movie. A cybernetic Terminator who has a metal exoskeleton as well as a liquid exoskeleton who is hunting a woman and another woman who has had enhancements made to her body. And that's the
and that's it.
Those are the characters. Now the plot is the same plot as Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, and I don't even know about the other two movies, but it's the same damn plot as in every single movie that has the Terminator in front of it, except for Salvation and Genesis, whatever.
It's copy pasta of Terminator 2.
Pretty much. And the only reason they brought back Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger is because they wanted this movie to be like the reboot, like they actually care now, but they didn't care.
I think that's a good segue on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's start off with the good.
We both agree. The action was pretty freaking great.
Yes.
Like, if you watch the trailer, that's only snippets of how the action goes in the movie. You see that woman with the enhancements taking on the Terminator. That was the best fight in the whole movie. Like, she kicked some serious butt.
You know, we're at that point in time where all of these movies have a bunch of CGI, and I just have to accept it now, because there's no getting around it. Like, Terminator Dark Fate's 2 hours long, and you're gonna get a lot of CGI battles, and that's just because we have the technology to do it. And I've just come to accept that, you know what? It's alright with me. And these action shots were great, as Jeremy said. I don't even know what to call her. Cyborg?
Call her
She's
the
cyborg? The augmented
warrior
lady who's like 6'3". She kicks some good ass.
The best part about the action was watching a human go against a Terminator not get their ass beat. Like, she was pulling off some serious ninja moves, and it was really satisfying to watch her go toe-to-toe with this dude, because when you're watching a Terminator fight another Terminator, it's usually just who can hit harder or who's the better Terminator, like who's the more advanced one. She was faster, she was stronger, and she could adapt like a human, but a Terminator's still a Terminator, and they don't go down that easy.
Yeah, she definitely had that human aspect too. They had to make her seem beatable, because you get some cool action shots where she's kicking ass, but you get reminded that at the end of the day she's just an augmented human, so it's good that they did that.
Before we jump into the bad, because that's gonna be the biggest part of this video, I will still say the actor for the Terminator did great. There's some pretty unique interactions involving the Terminator in this movie, and it was really good. Like, he did so great at what they wanted him to do, and he sold the Terminator part of being a Terminator and the blending in part of being a Terminator, and I think he did fantastic.
He looks like a guy you'll meet at Target. And I was very skeptical in the beginning. I'm like, dude, this guy looks like some guy I just saw at the gas station 10 minutes ago. You know, not a freaking Terminator robot that's an infiltrator and can wipe out everyone.
Also, Arnold Schwarzenegger did pretty good too. I liked, watching him. He was a pretty good source of comedy.
Yeah, his character was funny.
Moving on to the bad.
Okay, I'm gonna get some shit for this one, but I thought the actor that plays the main female, I thought she was a terrible actor. I'm sorry, I couldn't take her seriously, and the parts that was supposed to be serious, it was just bad. It was just laughable, and she was in there with like Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who are respectable actors in the series, and then she just like didn't fit in, and they kept trying to make her out to be this badass, but I just wasn't feeling it at all.
I felt like none of the characters had a character arc, except for maybe Linda Hamilton, but the rest of them, like you said, the main girl character, person that they're protecting, has no character arc, or you don't believe it at all. Like, she's 1 minute this to the next minute that. It did not make any sense. The augmented warrior, nothing, no development at all for her. Like, what the hell? Linda Hamilton, a little bit, but again, not really, in my opinion. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was just weird. That was weird. It was a very weird
Arnold
thing they did with him.
Schwarzenegger's a freaking Terminator eating sandwiches.
Yeah, he's a conundrum, man. So it was just each of those characters, the characters, you just don't root for them. You root for the Terminator so that you can catch up.
Terminator to just kill everyone.
And then he can fight people, you know?
I was hoping the guy from Walmart was just going to start snapping everyone's neck. I said, alright, she's dead. Oh, Arnold's dead. Linda's dead.
Also,
I'm dead.
I think they did a really good job at showing how a Terminator would function in modern time. Because, you know, back in the T-800 with Terminator 1, or Terminator 2, whatever you want to call it, whichever one the T-800's in, they kind of had to do their investigation and looking for people differently, but in this one, it was pretty good how they just updated stuff. Yeah, the script was pretty laughable. If you think about some of the lines Linda Hamilton's character says to be inspiring, it doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah. But the script was really, like, plain and basic. Weird at some parts, but plain and basic covers it.
Yeah.
That's all I got for the bad.
Now we're going to move on to the ugly.
Why was this movie made?
Yeah, really. I didn't see the point.
Pretty cool action shots. They could have made an action movie and then chill and then relax. But they were hyping up Dark Fate to be this reboot for the franchise. Like, it's a direct sequel to Terminator 2, but, like, this movie should not have been made. I think the Terminator franchise just needs to die, or they need to come up with something new. Like, how about the humans are sending someone to kill Skynet, you know? Like, do something different. This movie is...
Yeah, that's my...
copy pasta toast on butter, you know?
Okay, this is my...
So yeah, this movie didn't need to be made. The action is the only reason why this movie was even worth seeing, if that. But everything else was pretty bad, especially some long-term decisions they made for the franchise. I read somewhere that some people went to go watch Terminator 2 for a fan night and they played Dark Fate instead as an early screening. Oh, I would have been so mad.
And they went home.
Yeah.
They all went home.
Some people walked out of the theater, I think.
Yeah.
I would have, maybe. Nah, I would have stood to see it because I was curious. On to our rating.
Alright.
What would you rate this movie, Andrew?
I'm gonna give this one 5.5 battery packs out of 10.
I'm gonna give this one 5 California Governors out of 10. It's a very mediocre movie. I'd rather watch Terminator 3, which I didn't even think was that bad. They just focus on the wrong part of the Terminator franchise.
Did we just give this movie a lower rating than Gemini Man?
I'd rather watch Gemini Man.